We've had a few shakeups already. We lost a fight. We lost Motto versus Van Camp. Gone. Fight's done. And Rong Zhu has a brand new opponent. He was supposed to fight Dakota Bush. Dakota Bush has the Rona. He is out. Brandon Jenkins is in. So I'm going to break that fight down. Talk about Brandon Jenkins, what he does well. Rong Zhu, what he does well. The fight between them and who I think is going to win. We'll touch on their DraftKings prices. I don't have strike lines for Monkey Knife Fight yet, but when we do, we'll talk about that. So next up at UFC Vegas 37, we have Rong Zhu versus Brandon Jenkins. Rong Zhu, 17-4 overall. He is 4-1 in his last 5, and he is coming off of a loss. Brandon Jenkins, 15-7 overall, also 4-1 in his last 5, but he is riding a 3-fight win streak. His most recent win was 3 weeks ago, something like that. 3.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. He had a flying knee knockout win at the PFL. It was a, watch the flying knee knockout. It was nice. It's a flying knee knockout, but it wasn't this savage, vicious knockout that you expect when you read flying knee. Either way, Zhu Rong. He's a very good striker. He picks his shots well. He has solid power, but he needs to be the one dictating the pace. He has the solid striking, the technical striking when he's moving forward. On his back foot, when he's moving back, he's not as lucky. He doesn't do as well. He's an absolute killer, but again, when he's backing up and he's reacting, he ends up a step behind. He's thinking too much. He's not comfortable being a counter striker as comfortable as he is when he's coming forward, dictating that pace. My original breakdown was, I think Dakota Bush keeping Rong Zhu in his back foot, messing with him a little bit, is going to cause Rong some problems. Brandon Jenkins, he's taking this on short notice. He's coming from the PFL. He just had a knockout a few weeks ago. So let's assume he's in shape. And it's an easy assumption to make. But, I've managed fighters for a very long time. And I'll tell you, even the hardest working fighters, the week or two after the fight is actually when they're in their worst shape because they just won the fight. Thinking that you're immediately going to fight again is not probable, right? So you immediately go into relaxation mode. Even if you're a dedicated guy who's always training, right after fight, you go right into camp. It's still not the same energy, right? You're just sort of at the gym, having fun, riding high off that win. A loss might be different, right? You're determined to do better. But riding high off that win, hanging out at the gym, yucking it up, having a good time, helping your friends train. So let's assume Brandon Jenkins is in shape. But again, it's not the easiest assumption to make. If he fought 2 months ago, I would bet he would be better shape after 2 months than he would after 3 weeks, right? But let's assume he's in shape. And honestly, he needs to be in shape because the way he fights, he's got good volume, good output. And he's just a Hellcat, right? He goes out there, he's looking for a finish, he puts it all on the line, and he lets it go. He's a very diverse striker. He's busy with his kicks and his punches. He mixes it up well. He changes stances often. He changes levels often. And he's a big, big guy. So it's an interesting matchup. He's not that different than Dakota Bush, honestly. Dakota Bush would mix in wrestling much better, right? Dakota Bush would actually wrestle, would come forward, mix things up, drop, shoot, wrestle, and do that. So Rong had to prepare for some grappling, but Dakota Bush's striking is somewhat similar. He's coming forward, he's dictating, he's pushing, he's putting a pace. And Brandon Jenkins is going to do this. He's a little more wild, puts a little more oomph into things, and he's unsettled, meaning he does change stances. He changes elevations. He's always moving. He's very unsettled. And honestly, I think my pick is somewhat similar here. I think Brandon Jenkins coming forward, not settling into any sort of rhythm, is going to give Rong Zhu a hard time. Because again, Rong Zhu likes to dictate. He needs to dictate. He needs to be the one coming forward, getting the first shot off and stuff like that. When he's backing up, when he's trying to figure things out, that's when he can struggle at times. So I think Brandon Jenkins is a good pick here. Now, he may be way out of shape. He's a big dude. He cuts a good amount of weight. So I don't know what that's going to look like. We'll see at the weigh-ins. But I actually think Brandon Jenkins is a solid pick here. And the odds makers don't. Minus 330 for Rong Zhu, plus 260 for Brandon Jenkins. All they did is say, oh, short notice. Great. Let's make him a 3-1 favorite, almost a 3-1 underdog, and we'll make money. We'll be good. Honestly, I might sprinkle a little bit on Brandon Jenkins at plus 260. He's wild. He comes out there. He has a nice, aggressive style. He's riding high, coming in hot. Let's assume he's in shape. And Rong likes to keep it technical, likes to dictate the pace. And I don't think Brandon's going to let Rong settle into that sort of coming forward at his own pace with his demeanor. I think Brandon Jenkins is going to push it, force it, make this a dirty fight, and I'm going to say win. You're going to come back. You're going to come in the comments. You're going to tell me I'm an idiot, blah, blah, blah. I think Brandon Jenkins is going to win this fight. Am I confident enough to put a little money on at plus 260? I might. And I'll tell you right now, I think that line's going to move. So honestly, if you agree with me and you like Brandon Jenkins here and you can almost triple your money, I would hit that line now. I do think that line is going to move. I can't be the only one that feels this way, that watched the tape, understands that, yeah, Rong Zhu's good. Very good. But styles make fights. And if he can't dictate the pace, he may have some issues. So if you like that line, go to wewantpicks.com/bets. There's 3 different promos for you there. One of them, they 100% match your deposit. Another one, 125% deposit match. You put in 100, you get 125. You have $225 5 seconds later. So grab one of those, place a bet. Let's talk about DraftKings very quickly. I love when this happens. They established that Rong Zhu was a $7,600 fighter when he was fighting Dakota Bush. Well, Dakota Bush is gone. Brandon Jenkins is in. The odds makers say Brandon Jenkins is a 3-1 underdog. Rong Zhu is a 3-1 favorite, but they don't have to. They keep the price at $7,600. So if you completely disagree with me and you think Rong Zhu is the 3-1 favorite that Vegas thinks he is, and he's going to dominate here, he needs to be in your lineup at $7,600. What a steal. Right? You got a giant favorite for under $8,000. That is a freaking bargain, and you need to jump on that. Those opportunities don't come by very often. If you're with me and you think Brandon Jenkins will get this done, $6,700 is a phenomenal price, especially because even if Brandon loses, $6,700 frees up a ton of money in your budget. And I think this fight goes the distance. I think it's a war. I think they go at it. It's a war. I think it's a longer fight. And there's some solid exchanges there. So I think we'll put up some points in a loss. Either one of them will. But $6,700, that will free up a lot of budget. I don't have a monkey knife fight strike line. Chris is probably going to watch this video, then set his strike line. So I want to say more, but his line is probably going to be a little higher because I said it. So let's say less and see what he does, and then we'll hammer the more after the line's out. I do think this is busy. I do think this goes 3 rounds. I'm probably going to put Brandon Jenkins in my lineup. We'll figure that out in the DraftKings video. We'll see how many $9,000 fighters I put in there, and then we'll see what I'm doing with the 6,700. Either way, this is an interesting matchup. I'm looking forward to it. We have seen these guys. What was it, 2 months ago? We picked McKinney, and McKinney was coming over from PFL on short notice. Giant underdog came out, knocked the freaking brakes off of what's his name. Looked fantastic. I don't think Brandon Jenkins is going to knock out Rong Zhu, but he fights like he's trying to. And I think that'll keep Rong Zhu on his back feet, have him a little flustered. He won't be able to hit the rhythm that he likes to have, that he needs to have. I'm picking Brandon Jenkins to win here. We'll see what happens. Watch the full betting guide. Watch the DraftKings breakdown. And we'll do another monkey knife fight video with the updated lines because those do change. Check it all out. Participate in our promos and matches. wewantpicks.com. Grab a bet, join the free DraftKings League, sign up for Monkey Knife Fight, and play that fantasy. I will see you all on Saturday for our pre-fight live stream.